I hate taking naps. Every time I wake up from a nap, I feel like I have wasted my life. But when I am dog tired from working all day, I take one. Then I wake up, feel like hell, and have to talk to myself to get that crap out of my head. Maybe if I played one of those subliminal messages on digital rotation about the secret and the law of attraction and embracing yourself and all of your gifts, then I would wake up alive and refreshed, not dark and despondent. So I began looking. Naturally, I started with The Secret. After listening to it over and over again, I would apply their techniques only to wake up feeling that The Secret slipped through my hands. Then I started going through these ethereal kinds of websites, the ones with the earth tones and the delicate fonts, the men and women on the home pages dressed in white or earth tones with their eyes closed, sitting in meditation positions on some mountain or at the beach. In their videos, they speak softly and affirmingly. They invite you to let yourself go and come into your being and be free and peaceful and to achieve the wholeness and wellness you have been seeking all your life. Day after day, the same nothing, the same disappointment, until one day I stumbled upon one website like no other. It was like an anomaly. The background was all black, except a red door that read, "Enter to transform." Cryptic, but intriguing. I clicked. The red door dissolved into a mist. A deep baritone voice said, "Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Enter and transform." For the next few days, I pored over this site, unpeeling so many layers. The language was not necessarily English, but somehow I was able to understand it. It was as if it unveiled its meaning to me and only me. Well, I would like to think so. As I began applying their motion techniques, using their strange mantras, things changed drastically. At first, I would take a nap with a deeper sleep than I ever had imagined. I felt great, charged, excited. I tackled my work with an energy that I had not experienced before. My boss took notice. Day after day, I felt stronger, sharper, clearer. Then one evening, I woke up naked with dirt under my feet. How did dirt get under my feet? Where did I go? The park was across the street from my apartment, but I would never go there without my walking shoes. What if I did, and I didn't know it? I looked around the room, and I saw my clothes placed neatly on the chair. So while in my sleep, I got undressed, placed my clothes on the chair, and walked right out of here? People would have had to have noticed. This is the city, after all. People don't miss anything here. I walked down the hallway and stood at the elevator. "Hi, Mr. Mills," a voice said. I whirled around to see Jen, a pre-med student. I was so deep in thought I didn't hear her approach. "Oh, hi, Jen." "Didn't mean to startle you, Mr. Mills. Is everything okay?" "Yeah, everything's fine. How's school going?" "It's going okay. Lots of work." "I bet. You'll make a great doctor someday." "You think so?" "Of course I do. You care about people, so much so you want to fix whatever's wrong with them. That's one of the highest forms of service." "I appreciate that, Mr. Mills. Bye." "Take care." She will make a great doctor. Jen helps old Mrs. Marble with her groceries. She volunteers at one of the missions downtown. She has that "I want to change the world for the better" gleam in her eyes. We need more people like her. As for me, Jen didn't notice anything obviously, or she would have asked why I was walking around with dirt on my feet. Maybe Fred Willoughby, the front desk clerk, would have noticed something. He is in his 60s with pepper gray hair. Still, he insists I don't call him sir. Fred has been working the same 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. front desk shift for the last 30 years. Even after 5 years, I didn't feel comfortable calling him Fred until he started calling me Stan. "Good morning, Stan. How are you feeling today?" "Morning, Fred. Actually, I feel great. Great to hear. Hey, Fred, did you notice anything strange last night? Like what? Well, did you see me walking out of here? No, Stan, I did not. You think you were sleepwalking? I think so. I woke up with dirt underneath my feet, but I cannot account for how that happened. Dirt? Well, that's odd. Yeah, would you believe it? Well, I've seen many a thing in my day, so that is never out of the realm of possibility. You sure you didn't see me leave? Well, it would be impossible for you to go out of any of the main exits without being spotted. You know about our elaborate security camera system. That's true. Maybe you stepped in one of your planter boxes while you were sleepwalking. I didn't think about that. I'll check them out. Well, thanks, Fred. No problem, Stan. Hope you solve your mystery soon. Still a mystery, I kept going about my routine. My boss offered me a promotion for my hard work. The ladies started taking notice of me, and I felt like I had a new lease on life. But while this was happening, there were reports of missing persons. I began to wonder, was that me? Was I disappearing these people? How could I do it if no one saw me? And yet, every time I woke up from my nap, I had fresh dirt underneath my feet. I did check my planter boxes, and they were undisturbed. Maybe if I avoided a nap, then I would know. So I tried, and failed. I tried extra caffeine, espresso, no doze, but nothing worked. I still took a nap, and I still woke up naked with dirty feet. Was I being hypnotized or drugged by the website? Are there subliminal messages imprinted in my brain? I decided to film myself. That would give me proof. I set my phone on a tripod, pointed it at my bed, and hit record. I climbed into bed, and within moments I was asleep. I woke up, same thing, clothes on the chair. I'm lying naked with dirt underneath my feet. I checked the footage on my phone, and there on film was something completely horrifying. As I suspected, I stood up, undressed, and put my clothes on the chair. Strange, but okay. But that's when the horror ensued. I began transforming into this thing. I am 5'9", medium build, but it looked like I grew to 7 feet at least. I could hear my bones snapping and stretching, my eyes turning a fiery yellow, my skin turning the color of hot ash, my hands stretching into talons, my teeth lengthening and becoming razor sharp. Black horns grew from my head, and then these large demon-like wings emerged from my back. That was it. I transformed into a demon. Then, in almost a flash, I exited my bedroom window and shot straight up into the sky. I collapsed to my knees. I was shaking. How could this happen to me? How could this be possible? It all started with that website that captivated me, that pulled me in night after night as I obeyed its every command. It was that damned website that was the culprit. All I have to do now is stay away from it, and I will be okay. But wait, I haven't looked at that website since... I counted. It was 13 days from when I first stumbled upon it. 13 days. I looked up the number 13 in the numerological chart online. It confirmed for me that 13 is the number of transformation. It was the same word that was subliminally drilled into me from that website. I then scrolled through the online papers for when I first heard about those missing persons. It started that day, that 13th day. I broke out into a cold sweat. What do I do? What do I do? Do I turn myself into the police? How could I prove that I was the one responsible for those missing persons? Would they even believe me that I transform at night into this demon, swoop down from the sky and take an innocent victim? I could show them the film. Even then they would think it was a hoax, some CGI prank. Nobody believes this stuff. I would be laughed right out of the police station or scolded for being a nuisance. All of a sudden, I felt like I was suffocating. I needed air. I left my apartment and hopped on the elevator. I was walking briskly towards the lobby when all of a sudden I heard, "And on the 13th day, he transformed." I wheeled around to see Fred in his chair, absolutely beaming. "What?" "I'm so proud of you, Stan." What are you talking about?" "You transformed right on schedule." You knew?" "Of course I did." What do you mean, of course you did? Who are you?" "Someone who has always been around." So you did this to me?" "I did nothing of the sort. You chose to enter into the website. You chose to go through the program. Remember what it promised? You will be transformed." "Correct." My God. Are you the devil?" "Well, let's not be so dramatic. I would rather be called Lucifer or Master." "You're not my master," I exclaimed. "I know, Stan. This is all so new for you. See, before all this romantic drivel about the war between good and evil, it was very simple. I was an agitator. I told him, who you call God, that I could tempt anyone I want. He said, go ahead and try. Of course, everybody knows about Job, but really, it was not that dramatic. It never has been. Whomever falls to my temptation becomes mine. Whomever doesn't is his." "What about redemption and repentance?" I felt like I was talking out of my depth. "Well, you win some, you lose some. No worries. There are billions of souls out there. I have plenty of collecting to do." All of a sudden, I felt lightheaded. This can't be happening. "I know. It is a lot to digest at once. 1 minute you're an average Joe living your average life, and the next you have this supernatural alter ego." Lucifer spoke as if he was almost a clinician. "But I didn't ask for this," I pleaded. "What did you ask for?" Lucifer responded. "To sleep without waking up feeling like I've wasted my life," I said, if it was such a simple request. "What did you really ask for?" "What?" I asked like I was caught in a trap. "Come on now. Let's be truthful for once, shall we?" Lucifer asked as he leaned back further. I wanted to be rich, successful, and have a lot of women without having to work hard for it. I couldn't believe that sentence just came out of my mouth. "Ah, and at what costs?" Lucifer prodded. "Getting rid of anyone that was in my way." I was ashamed for saying it. "Like Randall?" "Yes," I reluctantly confessed. Randall was a quintessential tall, dark, and handsome man. He was up for that big promotion, and everybody thought he was a shoo-in. Then one day, he mysteriously collapsed and died. They said he had congestive heart failure, but he worked out every day and he ate right. "And?" Lucifer prodded some more. "Then there was Brent, Will, and Nick. They were always getting the beautiful women in the bars. Each one had that it factor, that charm. I couldn't get a woman to talk to me because they scooped them up, and those they didn't were getting the second-tier guys, which did not include me. So, each night, I walked home alone." "Those 3 died in a plane crash, correct?" Lucifer asked. "Yes, they did." I felt as if I hit rock bottom. Lucifer leaned in. "Ah, so you see, everything and everyone was moved out of the way so you could attain your goals. Money, position, and women. But everything comes with a cost. Either you get it through your sweat equity or someone else's. Either way, in the end, you will pay. But what if I don't want it now? I weakly uttered. Lucifer snapped. Oh, now you don't want it because of the price you are paying for it. People have died because of me, I retorted. That is true, Lucifer said smugly. So now I have to spend the rest of my life in hell? Lucifer laughed. You do watch a lot of fantasy. No, it doesn't work like that. Like I said, you win some, you lose some. Now, you may certainly go back to your old life, the one that was so grossly mundane that you inevitably came to me to change it. Yes, your life of no promotions, no money, no women. Then you can pray to him to bring you all those blessings you so desperately seek, and I guarantee you will want them again. It is that hunger that never leaves you. That savory meat. Once you've tasted it, you will never want it to end. You want to die with a silver spoon in your mouth, being catered to by voluptuous women in your courtly mansion. It was as if he knew me my entire life. That life that eluded me all these years. That's what I wanted. I didn't want to go back, but I could not stomach the deaths I was causing, and of course at Lucifer's pleasure. The last one was the worst for me. It was Jen. But why Jen? Why her? Bad things happen to good people. You know that, Lucifer said matter-of-factly. But she was such a good person. She was going to be a great doctor. So was Randall and Brent and Will and Nick. They were all good people, but you decided that they needed to be eliminated so you could attain what you wanted. They weren't good. I caught myself. Isn't that jealousy talking? Lucifer was right. None of those guys did anything to me. In fact, Randall was always kind to me. He never looked down on me. He was one of those people who knew how to bring out the best in everyone. That's why everybody liked him, and why he was definitely going to get that big promotion. Until I ended it all for him. So if I go back to being who I was, do all those people that were killed get to live again? What would be the point of that? This isn't Hollywood, Stan. We are not appeasing the audience. You will have to live with what you've done for the rest of your life. But you will prevent more deaths moving forward. That is the only consolation you will get. Wow. The truth hurts, doesn't it? Tell you what. You take a few days, hell, even a couple of weeks to think about it. Nothing will happen until you make your final decision. Deal? You'll give me that much time? I have all the time in the world, Stan. Okay. Deal. I never dreamt I would be making an actual deal with the devil, but here I was. I was at a crossroads. Either I continue this life of killing, yet having it all, or go back to my old life of being average and waking up every evening feeling like I have wasted my life. The former is a series of deaths of real human beings, while the latter is a slow and painful spiritual one. I felt like I was walking in slow motion as I moved across the street into the park. The afternoon felt warm and comforting. As I sat on one of the benches, I removed my shoes. The grass felt soft and cool. A few yards away, there was a guy on a bench dressed in tan slacks, a white collared short-sleeved shirt with a pocket protector, and horn-rimmed glasses, eating a vanilla custard. A guy who looked like he was straight out of a Chippendales magazine was walking by with two beautiful women. As they passed the guy on the bench, Mr. Chippendales shouted, "Boo!" causing the guy to drop his ice cream. He immediately dropped his head as they pointed and roared at his expense. An average guy living an average life, a punchline for those who have it easy. I'm driving down the highway in my new Ferrari convertible. I'm taking a nice 2-week-long vacation. My staff can handle operations while I'm gone. I've trained them well. It's hard work. Well, for those who are not in my position, it's definitely fun when you are my kind of executive.